Now that we understand what data means, let us also understand what a dataset means. A dataset is a structured collection of data. So this means that it has been organized in a clear and consistent way that makes it easy to store, retrieve, manage, and analyze. So in data analysis, you will rarely work with random or scattered information. Instead, you will work with datasets that follow a defined structure that makes your analysis process easier. Most of the datasets we work with in Microsoft Excel are presented in tabular form because this tabular structure allows you to clearly see how the data is arranged and how different pieces of information relate to each other. So in a dataset, each column represents a variable, and remember that a variable is a specific attribute or a characteristic that is being measured or recorded. For example, in our employee dataset, variables include the employee age, employee attrition status. Yes indicates that the employee has undergone attrition, while no indicates that the employee is still with the company. And we also have another attribute such as business travel, the department, education, and so on. Then each row represents a record or an observation. In other words, a record contains all the information related to a single entity. So in our employee dataset, each row typically represents one employee with their value field across all the variables. An important thing to note is that the information that relates to one entity must always be on that row. You cannot enter an information about an entity here, then maybe continue on the next row. No, everything must be on the same row. Datasets are very important because they are used to analyze information and support decision making. By examining the patterns in your datasets or the trends or relationship within the dataset, organizations can make informed decisions instead of relying on assumptions or guesswork. So in this case, like I mentioned earlier, we work with an HR employee attrition dataset from NovaCare Health Company. This dataset contains detailed information about the employees, including details such as their job role, the work environment, the satisfaction level, and so on. So by analyzing these datasets, the company and executives can easily understand the demographic composition of their workforce. That is, do we have more male employees compared to the female employees and vice versa. They can easily evaluate the job roles and departmental distribution. That okay, which of the departments has more employees, which of the departments are understaffed. Then they can also assess employee satisfaction level. Are our employees satisfied with their job or are they dissatisfied? What can we do to increase their satisfaction level? Then they can also identify trends and patterns that relate to employee attrition. This dataset will serve as a practical example throughout this course that allows us to apply data analysis concepts to real-world business scenarios and derive meaningful insights.